epilogue. Epilogue is like the conclusion to this story. So this is the very, very last chapter already, okay? Okay. The next time Elfie visited the church, it was a much happier occasion. It was the following year. That means it was the next year, okay? And much to everyone in the town's surprise, Winnie was finally getting married. Oh dear, someone's gonna marry Winnie. But to whom? Despite the fact that Elfie was now a teenager, his new mom, which is Winnie, had asked him to be her page boy. You go and Google image what page boy is. It was a role traditionally reserved for toddlers. So usually they only ask very, very little kids, like maybe 4 years old, 5-year-old kids to be page boy. But Elfie was asked to be Winnie's page boy. Elfie had no idea what a page boy's duties were, or more importantly, what a page boy had to wear. So he had said yes. Okay, yes, I can be your page boy. Little did he know that Winnie would dress her adopted son in a sailor team outfit for her wedding day. So Winnie dressed Elfie up in a very childish outfit. Elfie had a tunic, shorts, knee-high socks, and a cap that Winnie insisted should be worn at a junkie anger. Well, thought Elfie, it is her wedding day. Like, it's a wedding. Okay, I'll just wear it then. However, the boy wasn't the most absurdly dressed person in the church that day. So, absurdly, that means ridiculously dressed. So, who else was dressed ridiculously? Oh no, and surprisingly, the bride-to-be, which is Winnie, only made it to second place, despite wearing a dazzling canary yellow wedding dress. So she's wearing a yellow wedding dress, a bright yellow, with numerous bustles, layers, and a long frilly train. This is a train. Winnie looked like someone had dipped a hot air balloon in a giant bucket of custard, but beautiful in a hot air balloony, custardy type way. As Winnie walked up the aisles, with her adopted son a few paces behind her carrying her train, the pair saw the groom. Okay, you want to guess who her groom is? That means who Winnie's gonna marry, beaming at the altar. Okay, the man stood waiting proudly for his beautiful bride-to-be, munching on an out-of-date toffee. Can you guess who is it? Yes, the town's most eligible bachelor. That means the town's most matching single man had found love again, and that is Raj! The news agent would have easily won a prize for being the most ridiculously, most absurdly dressed person at the wedding ever. Winnie had knitted him out for their special day in a bright purple top, hat, and tails. Raj's outfit was what a comedy penguin, that means a funny penguin, might wear on a mid-price greeting card. It was Elfie who had brought them together. So it's Elfie who got Raj and Winnie to come together. He would often ask his new mum, that means Winnie, to stop off at Raj's little shop on the way home from school. Over all the crazy special offers and out-of-date chocolates, the unlikely pair, that means Raj and Winnie, the pair of them, had fallen in love. Both Winnie and Raj had lived alone for many years. Although neither had children, both dearly wanted to be parents, so they really wanted to have children, but assumed that the opportunity had passed them by forever. So they really wanted to be parents, but they thought, I cannot be parents anymore. But fortunately, they were very much mistaken. Now they were going to be part of a loving family with Elfie as their kid, with Elfie at the center of it. Do you, Winnie, Prophecy, Mistel, Passion Fruit, Turquoise, Dave, Sims? So Winnie got a very, very long name. Take this man to be a husband, recited the vicar. Vicar is like the priest in the church, like the person who is conducting their wedding. He looked more than a little concerned that the list of Winnie's middle names would never end. Okay, so the vicar's like, oh my gosh, such a long middle name. I do, boomed the bride. And do you, Raj? The vicar stopped. Surely the news agent had at least a surname. So the vicar stopped because is it just Raj? Is your name just Raj? Because before that, Winnie's name is so long and Raj is just Raj. No, vicar, it's just Raj, chirped the groom. So Raj said, no lah, it's just Raj. I'm just called Raj. The vicar continued, do you, Raj, take this woman to be your wife? Is this the bit where I say I do? Asked Raj. Winnie rolled her eyes. Yes, she barked. Raj looked at his beautiful bride with great love in his eyes before replying, I do. Then I now pronounce you man and wife, concluded the vicar. You may kiss the bride. The unlikely pair of lovebirds kissed. When they finally parted, some of Winnie's mandarin-coloured lipstick, that means orange-coloured lipstick, was smeared all over Raj's mouth. It looked like the newsagent had been sucking greedily on one of his own eyes lollies. The newly married couple turned to face the congregation. Congregation is the audience in the church, who applauded wildly at this happy union. No one louder than Elfie. Now he could have all the free sweets in the world. Well, all the out-of-date ones at least. Outside the church, the confetti was thrown. Confetti is like pieces of paper. And the photographs taken. All that was left was for Winnie to throw her wedding bouquet over her shoulder. So Winnie's going to throw her bouquet of flowers over her shoulder. Folklore said that whichever woman caught it would be next to be married. So Winnie's going to throw the flower over her shoulder, and whoever caught the bouquet of flowers will be next to be married. As Miss Hare, Miss Morency, and all the unmarried maids of the town circled behind the bride, Winnie flung her spray of flowers high into the air. Without her even attempting to catch it, the bouquet landed squarely on Gap's head. So the bouquet of flowers landed on Gap's head. The girl, who wasn't quite so little anymore, laughed and smiled over her boyfriend. So Gaps is looking at her. So now Gaps is admitting that Elfie is her boyfriend. Elfie smiled back. Maybe one day we will, he thought, maybe one day we will be married. Soon it was time for the bride and groom to leave for the honeymoon, and Winnie straddled her moped. There was a just married sign stuck on the back, and the small vehicle trailed cans on string as is traditional for the wedding vehicle. Come on, husband, she cooed. Raj took a running jump and leaped on the back. And come on, Alfred, said Raj. Yes, come on, Pop, called Winnie. Alfie hopped on between them before the three tutted away on the tiny moped, its engine struggling under their considerable combined weight. Because got Raj, got Winnie, got Alfie on the moped, so the moped is struggling. Hold on, said Winnie as she threw the bike into a wheelie outside the church to delight the congregation before righting it again and whizzing off down the road. Sandwiched between Winnie and Raj, and with the warm summer wind blowing on his face, Alfie couldn't help but smile. The day his father died, Alfie thought any chance he had of ever being happy again had died too. So the day Alfie's father died, Alfie thought that he wouldn't be happy again. However, as he zoomed through the town and off into the distance, he closed his eyes. He wanted to catch this feeling, happiness. He wanted to catch being happy again. In his head, Alfie could hear Dad's voice. All you have to do is close your eyes and believe. The end. So now Alfie can eat all the cakes and cookies he wants. He's a very lucky and happy boy now.